Well, I don't know about you, but I have a sweet tooth. When we shop at grocery stores, I always search for new, exciting fruit preserves. The good ones are hard to find and they are often expensive. From my earliest childhood, high quality, mostly homemade preserves were part of my life. Most commercial preserves contain chemical additives and preservatives to extend their shelf life. Many such additives have been used for years and, as a result, are exempt from required FDA long-term safety studies. I'd like to avoid putting any additives needed for the commercial manufacturing of foods in my body. You might be surprised to learn how straightforward it is to make your own preserves. Most places people like to live are also good for growing one type of fruit or another. California, where I live, is perfect for growing citrus as well as a wide variety of other fruit trees. After moving to our current suburban property, we decided to replace the grass lawns and decorative shrubs with fruit trees and vegetable gardens. We planted 11 different varieties of citrus trees to really celebrate their unique foliage, size, and the flavor of the fruit they produce. Among the citrus we grow are Caracara oranges, Tango mandarins, Eureka lemons, 2 types of navel oranges, Robertson and Washington, 3 types of limes, Persian, Rangpur, and Kafir, and 3 types of kumquats, Nagami, Marumi, and Meva. We planted our citrus trees only 4 to 6 years ago, and they started to produce fruit after just 1 year. Our fruit harvest season starts with Marumi kumquats ripening in November. In December, lemons and limes are ready for picking. In January, we harvest mandarins, Nagami kumquats, and navel oranges. Our Meva kumquat trees treat us with their sweet fruit from February until May. We leave Meva fruit on the trees and pick them as snacks when we work in the garden. The skins of kumquat edible and are sweetly flavorful, and their half-inch size is perfect for eating on the go. We find there is plenty of citrus during winter season to eat fresh. The rest of the harvest we preserve into delicious jams, preserves, marmalades, and glacés. Today we are making Persian lime and Mandarin marmalade, and I hope you would enjoy this short video about how we do it. Hello and welcome to Telvia. A couple of years ago, we found a book titled Jam Session, a fruit preserving handbook by Joyce Goldstein. After great results with a number of recipes from this book, we use it now as our go-to recipe book for any fruit preservation challenge. Today we will follow the marmalade recipes for limes and mandarins. A link to the book is in the description of this video for your reference. We found that homemade fruit preserves really highlight the unique flavors of each type of fruit we grow and taste much better than commercially produced products. In our fruit preservations, we don't use any chemical additives or preservatives. We have collected 10 pounds of mandarins and 5 pounds of limes from our garden for today's marmalade batches. After washing the fruit, we remove the ends and any imperfections. For this batch of marmalade, we wanted to preserve some of the fruit texture that will make it more attractive when putting it on the top of peanut butter sandwiches or for using it as a side garnish to a spicy dish. To consistently slice the right thickness, we will use a Mandoline Slicer to quickly cut up the fruit. While it is possible to slice limes and mandarins like this with a knife, it is much faster and more controlled to use a slicer. Multiple slicing settings on this device are also very useful for preparing fruit for dehydration or freeze drying, for slicing fresh vegetables like beets, carrots, or radishes, for salads, and for making homemade kimchi. See a link to the mandolin we use in the description. We selected a number 3 thickness to ensure that the marmalade has the chunky texture after cooking that we like. As you can see, the slicing of citrus is effortless, fast, and precise. I was able to process 15 pounds of citrus into slices in about 15 minutes. We placed slices limes and mandarins into appropriately sized preserving pots, added cold water to cover the fruit, and left it for an hour or overnight to release the pectins necessary for gelation of the marmalade. Following this, we heated the pots with fruit and water to a boil and simmered for about 30 minutes, then added white or brown sugar to let the preparation sit overnight to further soften the peel. On the following day, we placed pine jars into pots filled with water and boiled the pots to sterilize the jars. While the jars were boiling, we brought the marmalade pots to a boil to reduce the excess of moisture. We also added a 5-spice powder spice mix and continued heating marmalade until it passes so-called plate test. In this test, a teaspoon of marmalade is dropped onto a plate cooled in a freezer for at least an hour. The plate with the test sample is placed back into the freezer for 1 minute, and then the layer of marmalade is tested with the tip of a teaspoon for gelation signs. When the surface of the marmalade falls in front of the moving tip of the spoon, the marmalade is ready for canning. The 5-spice powder adds a slight spiciness to the wonderful Mandarin flavor, which really enhances it. We allow marmalade to cool for 5 minutes, mix it to be sure that all chunks are evenly distributed through the preserve, and then dispense into sterilized jars using a measuring cup and a wide mouth funnel. The jars are covered with canning tops and placed into boiling water for final heat processing. The jars then are removed, cooled, and labeled for storage. We found that growing and preserving the fruit from our trees as it ripens provides us with an abundance of fresh and preserved foods throughout the year. We also share our preserves with friends and relatives. The unique flavors of our homegrown fruit are a delight and amaze us with their character and complexity. Citrus trees are easy to grow. The only extra they need in comparison to other fruit trees is a nitrogen-containing fertilizer to keep their foliage green. Most importantly, we enjoy the full cycle of planting and tending for our garden in spring, collecting fruits and vegetables in summer and fall, and celebrating the winter holidays with fresh citrus. Making fruit preserves really extends our enjoyment of our garden, and the preserves we make feel like gifts as we open them one by one in the off-season months. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Let me know what you grow in your garden. To see more videos about our garden-to-table projects, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Until next time, cheers!